So let's proceed now to system of linear equation. Okay. So let's proceed. System of linear equation. So when we say system of linear equation, it composed of two or more equations. Okay? It composed of two or more equations. So let's say for example, the given is x minus y equals 2. And then for x minus 3y equals 10. Okay? So how do we solve? Or how do we get the value of x and y? System of linear equation. Okay? It contains two or more equations. Okay? Two or more equations. So how do we solve for x and y in this particular manner? How do we solve for x and y? We can solve it using substitution or elimination. So in this particular example, how do we solve for x and y? What do you want? Substitution or elimination? It's up to you. What do you prefer? Substitution or elimination? What do you want? What do you want to apply? What method do you want to apply? Is it substitution or elimination? In this particular example, what method do you want to apply? Is it substitution or elimination? What do you want? You choose. What do you want? Okay, elimination. So in this particular example, what do you want to eliminate? What variable do you want to eliminate in this particular example? What variable do you want to eliminate? If you want to eliminate x variable, be sure that they have same numerical coefficient and different sign. Let's say for example, you want to eliminate x variable. So how do we eliminate x variable in this particular example? How do we eliminate x variable? Sige nga, anyone? How do we eliminate x variable in this particular example? How do we eliminate x variable? Okay, multiply the first equation. So you do have two equations. The first equation is x minus y equals 2. And then the second equation is 4x minus 3y equals 10. Okay? So if you want to eliminate x variable, so we need to multiply the first equation by negative 4. So that will become negative 4x minus 4y equals negative 8. Okay? So you already have a new equation after you multiply negative 4 to your first equation. So your new equation will be negative 4x minus 4y equals negative 8. Okay? And then you copy the second equation, 4x minus 3y equals 10. And then you add. Okay? Negative 4x plus 4x, automatically 0. Negative 4y, this will become positive 4y. So we have 4y plus negative 3y, that will become y, is equal to 2. Okay? So you already have the value of y, which is 2. Now, can we solve now to x? Can we now determine the value of x? Since you already have the value of y. Yes, you can. How do we do that? You choose which equation you want to substitute to. Is it in the first equation or the second equation? So it's up to you. Okay? So you can choose. If you want to substitute 2 in your first equation, you can. If you want to substitute 2 in your second equation, you can also. Okay? So in here, let's try to substitute the value of y in your first equation. So we have x minus y equals 2. So you do have x minus 2 equals 2. So we have x is equal to 4. So therefore, your solution set will be 4 and 2. Okay? 4 and 2. Okay? 4 and 2. Okay. Another example. Let's say the given is x minus y equals 3. And then x plus 2y equals 1. And then 2x plus 4y equals 2. Okay. What about in the second example? So your first equation is x plus 2y equals 1. And then the second equation is 2x plus 4y equals 2. Now, how do we solve for x and y? How do we solve for x and y? Based on this, how do we solve for x and y? How do we solve? Can we apply elimination method in this particular example? Can we apply? Can we apply elimination method in this particular example? Hello? Can we apply elimination method in this particular example? Yes. I know po. But we can use it. But we can use it, right? Can we use elimination method to solve for x and y? Can we? Can we use elimination method? If you want to use elimination method in this particular equation, how do we do that? How do we do that? How do we apply elimination method in this particular example? How do we use elimination method based on this example? How can we apply elimination method based on this example? Anybody? How can we apply elimination method in this particular example? Anyone? How can we apply? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, people? Hello, people? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello? Okay. Yes po. So how can we apply elimination method in this particular example? How can we apply elimination method? We can multiply. Yes, yes. Yes, my dear. Okay, negative 2. So you do have negative 2x minus 4y equals negative 2. And then you copy the second equation, so you do have 2x plus 4y equals 2. But what have you noticed? What have you noticed? What have you noticed? After we multiply negative 2 in the first equation, what have you noticed? Magka-cancel lahat. Okay? So therefore, what is your solution set? If that's happened, what will be your solution set? If you will cancel everything, so what will be your solution set? What will be your solution set? So your solution set is empty set. Okay, empty set. So meaning there's no solution at all. Okay, there's no solution at all. So it's empty set, no solution at all. Okay, so that is solving linear equation. What if the given is non-linear? Okay, what if the given is non-linear? Non-linear equation. Okay, so meaning it's not linear, so it's non-linear. How do we get the value of x and y if the given is non-linear equation? So for example, y equals x squared plus 1, and then the other one is y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, how do we solve this one? It's non-linear equation. Why is it? Why is it this one is, we call it non-linear? Bakit siya naging non-linear? Why is it? Bakit siya naging non-linear equation? Why? Anong meron? Why is it not non-linear equation? Anybody? Why is it? Hello? Why is it non-linear? Okay, because of x squared. Okay? So meaning, there are two values of x. Okay? There are two values of x. So obviously, it's not linear equation. Okay? It's not linear equation. That's why we call it non-linear equation. So how do we solve this? How do we solve this? How do we solve this? The first equation is y equals x squared plus 1, and then the other one is y equals 2x plus 1. So how do we solve this? Can we say that x squared plus 1 is equal to 2x plus 1? Can you agree to that? That x squared plus 1 is equal to 2x plus 1? Can you agree to that? That they are equal? Based on the given, can we conclude if y equals x squared plus 1 and y is equal to 2x plus 1, therefore we can conclude that x squared plus 1 is equal to 2x plus 1. Can we conclude that? Okay. No. Why is it no? Bakit hindi siya pwede mag-conclude? Why is it? Why is it? Okay, but we can equate them. Can we equate the two equations to each other? Okay, yes, why? Okay, so you can solve for the value of x. So if you equate the two equations to each other, so that will become x squared plus 1 is equal to 2x plus 1. Now, can we now solve it? After we equate it, can we now solve? Yes, you can. Okay? If you have noticed, it will become now quadratic equation. So that will become x squared plus 1 minus 2x minus 1 equals 0. Okay? So cancel 1 and negative 1. So you will have x squared minus 2x equals 0. Is it factorable? X squared minus 2x? X squared minus 2x 2x. Can we factor it? Okay, yes. How do we factor it? Okay, so that will become x minus 2 equals 0. Then what's next? What's next after? Equate each factor by 0. So the first factor will be 0, and then the second factor will be x minus 2 equals 0. So the first value of x is 0, and then the second value of x is 2. Okay? So again, there are two values of x based on the given. Okay? Naka-squared yung x. So more or less, you do have an idea that there are two values of x. So how do you solve for y? How do you solve for y? If there are two values of x, definitely, you also have two values of y. Okay? So if x is equal to 0, what is the value of y? So you can substitute it in the first or second, it's up to you. Okay? You can substitute it in the first equation or in the second equation, so it's up to you. Okay? So it's like to substitute x equals 0 in the first equation. So y is equal to 0 squared plus 1, so y equals 1. Okay? If x equals 2, what will be the value of y? So same thing. So we have y is equal to 2 raised to 2 plus 1, so y equals 5. Okay? So therefore, your solution set will be, if x is 0, y is 1. Okay? And then the other one is, if x is 2, and then y is 5. Okay? So that is your solution set. If the given is non-linear equation. Okay? Non-linear equation. Another example. What if the example is like this? Let's say we have 2x minus y equals 3, and then x squared minus y equals 2. Okay. So how do we answer this? Anybody? 2x minus y equals 3, and then x squared minus y equals 2. How do we answer this one? Any idea? How do we answer this? How do we answer this? Any idea? How do we answer this one? Sige nga, any idea? How do we answer it? Hello? How do we answer this? Any idea? What have you noticed regarding the equation? What have you noticed regarding the equation? If you have noticed, okay, your y variable has a numerical coefficient which is 1, so we can get the value of y based on this equation. So solve for y using this equation, so that will become negative y is equal to 3 minus 2x. Okay, so that will become y is equal to negative 3 plus 2x. And then same thing with this. Solve for y using the equation, using this equation. So you do have negative y is equal to 2 minus x squared. So you do have y equals negative 2 plus x squared. Okay. So since you already have the value of y, can we equate the two equations to each other? Can we equate them to each other? Can we? Hello? Okay, so this will become 3x negative 3 plus 2x is equal to negative 2 plus x squared. Okay? So negative 3 plus 2x is equal to negative 2 plus x squared. So this will become 0 is equal to x squared minus 2 plus 3 minus 2x. Okay? Or simply x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. Okay? Very basic. Very basic. So x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. So x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. Is it factorable? Is it factorable? Is it factorable? X squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. Is it factorable? Can we factor it? Okay, what will be the factor? Okay, x minus 1 squared. Okay. So meaning your x is equal to 1. Am I right? Tama ba? X equals to 1. Tama? Am I right? Am I right? Okay. So if x equals to 1, what is the value of y? Anong value ni y? If x equals to 1, what would be the value of y? If x equals 1, what would be the value of y? What would be the value of y? Okay, negative 1. So therefore, what is your solution set? Therefore, what is your solution set? What's your solution set in that case? So your solution set will be 1 and negative 1. Okay? So 1 and negative 1.